Why is it that you can go days without thinking about it and then suddenly the urge hits like a freight train? You weren't even thinking about sex, you weren't even in the mood, but something inside of you reached out for porn like it was medicine. What if the real reason you're stuck in this cycle has absolutely nothing to do with pleasure? Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, my life felt like a loop that I couldn't break. I'd drag myself to a job I really didn't enjoy, barely making enough to get by delivering pizzas. Then I'd go home to my tiny apartment where no one was waiting for me. No plans, just silence. Most nights I'd collapse in front of the TV, trying not to feel anything, but that emptiness, it just builds up inside of you. And that urge to watch porn, it was relentless. Like it just kept coming back over and over again. But it wasn't about sex. It was actually about something else. It was about relief. For that 10 to 20 minutes, I didn't have to be myself. I didn't have to feel how hollow and empty my life had become. Porn had become my emotional crutch, not just for loneliness, but for boredom, rejection, anxiety, even just the dull hum of meaninglessness. Your brain eventually starts to learn that, hey, when I feel bad, porn makes it feel better. Even when you consciously hate it, your subconscious is working against you. It's linked it to comfort, safety, and control. And it's like a smoke alarm that goes off every time anything feels uncomfortable. Your brain wants to turn off that smoke alarm as quickly as possible. Now here's the problem. When you try to quit porn without understanding why you use it, it's like a school bully kicking out your crutches after you broke your foot. You're just gonna fall flat on your face. Quitting isn't about saying no to porn. It's about asking, what emotional needs am I trying to fulfill? What would a real solution to that look like? Let's start by noticing the pattern. What emotions trigger the urge? What time of day? What situations? Everyone's triggers are a little bit different. So it's important to pay close attention to these, because if you're not sure when it happens, how do you expect to fight it? Now also, if you're not sure what emotions you're feeling, I recommend the free app, How We Feel. It'll show you a really simple way to help identify a specific emotion that you're feeling. Then I want you to ask yourself, how else can I meet that need? You don't have to meet it perfectly or instantly, but you will want to put a tiny bit of thought into it ahead of time. Maybe it's reaching out to someone instead of isolating in your room all day. Maybe it's building a routine that gives your day purpose. Maybe it's finally confronting that internal voice in your head that says that you're not enough. Porn isn't the root problem. It's actually the band-aid for your problem. Once you've identified a real way to meet that need, you have to make a game plan and start putting it into action if you want to see real change. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So try to meet this need not the second that it starts feeling bad, but throughout the day, before you ever feel bad. It's like giving a plant a little bit of water every day is much better than pouring a ton on it once it's dried up and dead. If your feelings are already hurting, you're already in the spiral. Your goal is to prevent the spiral in the first place. This is always a great start for actually breaking free from porn, but it's not easy to do on your own. If you're tired of just coping, or you're ready to heal it at that root level to where the problem's actually healed, then you don't need more willpower. You need a plan. You need support. And you need truth. That's why I work with men one-on-one who are serious about real freedom. If that's you, click the link in the description. You don't have to keep escaping. You can actually build a life where you're totally free.